Debt, a word that evokes a mix of emotions, casting a long shadow over many lives. It's a near ubiquitous part of the American financial landscape, shaping the decisions and destinies of millions. Today, we delve into the ugly truth about debt in America, uncovering the intricate web that ensnares so many, and examining its profound impact on society. Let's start with the sheer scale of the problem. As of recent estimates, the total consumer debt in the United States is over $4 trillion. This staggering figure includes credit card debt, student loans, auto loans, mortgages, and more. It's a number that's hard to fathom, yet it's the reality many Americans must navigate. For countless households, debt is not merely a financial challenge, but a persistent source of stress and uncertainty. The spiraling cost of living is one of the primary catalysts for this debt crisis. While wages have increased over the decades, they haven't kept pace with the rising costs of housing, healthcare, and education. Many individuals and families find themselves relying on credit to bridge the gap between stagnant incomes and ever-increasing expenses. It's a precarious balance, leading to a cycle of borrowing and repayment that can be difficult to escape. Consider the rise of student loan debt, which now exceeds $1.6 trillion. It's a burden shouldered by millions of Americans, many of whom entered the workforce during economic downturns, finding it difficult to secure well-paying jobs. This debt affects life choices, from delaying home ownership and starting a family to impacting career decisions. For many, the promise of education as a ticket to financial security has become a paradox, where the pursuit of knowledge leads to long-term financial strain. Credit card debt is another critical component of America's debt burden. With average interest rates hovering around 16%, credit card debt is one of the most expensive forms of borrowing. Many consumers fall into the trap of only paying the minimum amount due, which prolongs their debt and significantly increases the total amount repaid over time. It's a cycle that perpetuates financial instability and makes it exceedingly difficult to achieve debt freedom. Auto loans, too, have seen a meteoric rise. With vehicles essential to American life, the demand for car loans has surged, often accompanied by extended loan terms and high interest rates. This trend places additional financial pressure on households, sometimes resulting in situations where the vehicle's value depreciates faster than the debt is paid down. The impact of debt extends beyond the individual to affect the broader economy. High levels of indebtedness can stifle consumer spending, a critical engine of the U.S. economy. When households are overburdened by debt, they have less disposable income for other goods and services, potentially slowing economic growth. Furthermore, the psychological toll of debt cannot be underestimated. Stress and anxiety related to financial insecurity can lead to health problems, further complicating an individual's ability to manage and repay their debts. Efforts to address this debt crisis face significant challenges. On one side, consumers are urged to adopt better financial literacy and management skills. On the other, systemic issues like wage stagnation and the high cost of living necessitate reforms at a larger scale, requiring government and institutional intervention. The interplay of personal responsibility and systemic reform makes this issue complex and multifaceted, demanding a nuanced approach to finding sustainable solutions. So, what can be done? Raising awareness is the first step, encouraging individuals to seek out educational resources and tools for managing personal finances effectively. Encouraging financial institutions to offer more transparent and fair lending practices is another critical component. But perhaps most crucially, policymakers must address the systemic factors exacerbating the debt crisis, striving for legislation that promotes economic equality and stability for all. As we conclude, it's evident that debt in America is a multifaceted problem, deeply embedded in the fabric of society. It's an issue that requires cooperation and commitment across all levels, individuals, communities, and governments, working together to foster a healthier economic environment. By understanding the ugly truth about debt, we can begin to dismantle its hold on our lives.